I think we're live. So we must do this first. Let me see. I got to get some juice.
Casino. Have you ever told a barber, you know what? Surprise me. Have you ever said YOLO? Hey, yo, you ready? Let's do it. Jumps after clubs, cowboy, that's what's up. After us, trust jumps after us. No change, we ain't laughing much. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. I'm on Twitch. What change for the change? Still here, you're rocking with the test. Don't worry if I write rhymes. I write boss, dudes is lost, don't they? Cause I'm iced out, off, what key? And if you don't feel me, then you can't touch me. It's ugly, trust me. Get it right, dog. We ain't never left me. Just silence and helps. Yeah, it's a first show. I survived what I've been through. Y'all got trauma, but it's time to continue. Go win, yeah, going nowhere. Stop that. It's bad. Headline things. Go win, nowhere. PA. Stop there. It's bad. The Harlem streets. I don't think I push it down with the Harlem streets. All of a sudden, you got a problem with me. Glad we're hot. It's funny, bad that it's like that. Hey, you know what? For some strange reason, I want to special case. I'm ready to see him. Trying to put your tongue out. From green heathen. Trying to be thick before it falls down the beach. Can't fall. What?
That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I had to get me some juice. I love apple juice in the morning. Oh, but anyways, I'm gonna get this weed real quick. Anyways, I was gonna do this yesterday, but I was tired and went to sleep. And I mentioned it on PD Exorcistus. So let me bring it up. Let's see. Luna. I'm sure she left it up. And I know there's not a lot of people in here right now, and it's all good because the people that will need to hear it will hear it regardless, or they'll find out about it. Yeah, see, I didn't get too far into it.
Yeah, I like to destroy people's content or their streaming ability because they say poo-poo words. Poo-poo words, everybody.
Can you hear them?
Poo-poo words. Hey, who's that? Hey, Tara. Well, I just went right now. I guess there's a crybaby stream going on, I heard. And I heard that there was some threats being made to my buddy's channel, which is now you know exactly what's going on. Crybabies, all the crybabies. And from the little snippet that I heard, like,
Can you hear him, J-Mac?
Shit. That the content that they got was all because of them. Oh my God.
Okay.
No, I woke up and I see someone had posted something
shared a stream or something. I was watching it because I'm not like, I don't watch them. And all it is just crying and threats. And I'm going to take Carney's channel. There was a thread that PDX said that they were going to take Carney's channel or whoever was there. Some of them, I don't know who they are. Ginger, hello. Misty, hello. This said she was going to. Trisha G. Yeah. So a lot of crying and complaining over there. Wow, you can't just let people do what they want to do, and you got a tattletale, and you got everybody over there.
Let me pause this real quick. Okay. Now, this is some guy named Svoog or whatever. Svoog, I think they say it. I don't know. I don't know who the guy is. I've heard his voice before. But see, here's the thing. He's sitting there going, um, people are crying. Why can't we do what we want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen, bro. I'll break it down for you. Okay. I don't see you um in a PAC, a political action committee, trying to whine and cry that you're not allowed to drink while you drive, you're not allowed to jaywalk, whatever the case may be. So I'm not seeing you having a problem with society's rules. I'm seeing you having a problem with a private entity, a corporation's rules. But let's continue. Why can't we do what we want to do? Okay. You can do what you want to do, but very much like in real life, there are consequences because you're dealing with a private entity that has bylaws, for lack of a better term, that they require you to follow to continue to have access to their platform. So your friend Carney or whatever, no one would ever take Carney's channel, no more than no one would ever take Steve Billings' channel no more than anyone would ever take my channel. It's the channel owner that takes their channel when they don't abide by terms of service. And if somebody points that out, so be it, Mr. Spoog, because if someone was attempting to steal your car out of your driveway, common sense tells me that you would appreciate and want your neighbor to interfere, to let you know someone is trying to steal your car or call the police, because that's the rules of society. But now we're talking about YouTube rules and the cry fest that you're having because you can't do what you want. You need to conform to YouTube's rules. Let's continue.
Can't just let people do what they want to do, and you got a tattletale, and you got everybody over there whining and complaining. That's like a bitch move. Let's see, you got people that want that kind of content, and they kind of just stay here. But then you got those people over there that say, we don't want to be over there. We don't want to be involved with your shit. But here they are. They're just here to fucking get rid of it. So here, get rid of this channel. Do it. Take this. If I say anything bad, go ahead and go call YouTube. I don't give a shit. I ain't nobody here anyway. But what I do know is that I talk right about everything I say anyway. And I call it like it is. And I'm calling crybabies. I'm calling tattletales. That's what I'm calling 56.
I call it like it is too. And I'm sitting here listening to a bunch of fucking crying. Let's continue.
Tattletales. And let's make a I tried to watch this guy's channel. It's pathetic. It's like a redneck wife beater Howard Stern wannabe using clips and glorifying weed and let's smoke weed now. And I mean we all do it, why glorify it? If this were the 70s, maybe you could get away with being a badass about it because it was so underground and not legal at all. Let's smoke weed, we're cool. What a bunch of idiots.
Listen, Mr. Heroin Addict, I hate to break the news to you, my friend, but the good majority of the population, and it's only continuing, smokes weed. And the reason why people talk about weed online is because it's something that people enjoy. And people enjoy it a lot. And it's a common bond between people. So, it's like if you play racquetball and you really enjoy doing that, and that's your passion, that's your hobby or whatever, you're going to talk about that with like-minded individuals, my friend. So, But if you're a big racquetball dude, good on you. I'm not, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh my God, he's talking about racquetball with racquetball people. It's like, come on, man. Seriously. Get the stick out of your ass. Sorry, but like you said, I'm just speaking the truth, speaking what I see.
Exciting.
Oh, you're criticizing. You're not bullying. Well, I'm not bullying either. I'm criticizing. Why does it bother you that people smoke weed?
Exciting. And that's what we have to listen to. We have to listen
But see, the thing of it is you don't have to listen to that. That's the beauty of it. You're complaining about listening to it, but you're going to the guy's channel listening to it. So why are you listening to something that you don't like? I'm getting confused, bro.
listen to bullying too. So something needs to be done too. Maybe they need to be written up, long form and everything.
Yeah, you should law inform them. Okay. If they're breaking terms of service and you decide to point it out to YouTube, yeah, go ahead. If they lose their channel, I mean, they agreed to the terms of service. It's on them. I had a strike before too, and it was because I broke terms of service. So by all means, I mean, from what I understand, I've heard people saying derogatory things about your wife, Mr. Spoog, or what would people could consider racial. Weed goes well with ping pong. Believe me. Hi, Jeff. Yes, I believe you. But let's continue.
There's no one there. There ain't someone fuck with Peter Phone. Give a shit. Yeah, when I get to my where I'm at, I can read everything. I'm just going on right now. But I watched a little bit of it. I'm like, these guys just want to tattle their way to the top. And it's YouTube. It's YouTube now.
Tattle their way to the top. No, everybody that's been around for a while, Spoog, knows the way to the top is you come into a community and you act like you love everyone and everyone's your friend and nobody can do any wrong and everything else. And then start a channel. And then what you do is you start having lady drama and you get retards like Rich Life and you get drunks like Bergs and stuff like that and Jill and you get them up there fighting and stuff like that because people like drama and they'll come to your channel and watch it. And then you'll build a following and then you'll get monetized and then the money will start rolling in. I'm not saying a lot, a little, whatever. I'm just saying in terms of the way things go. And then you'll build off of that. But see, the thing of it is you're on a weak foundation when you do that because you need drama. Okay. You need people to bully, you need drama, you need people to pick on. Okay. So you create a world of drama. And then in some cases, they start complaining about the drama and they whine and cry about the drama. And then some people, they get in their car and they whine and complain about drama and they whine and complain about the fact that people don't like their drama or whatever when they're driving. But the fact of the matter is it's all drama. And they feel very, very threatened if someone else starts creating some drama or creating something that might take away from what they're trying to do. So it creates friction. But I guess at the end of the day, I mean, you can't sit and watch stuff and then complain about what you watch because you choose to watch it. I like PDX, I like JMac. They seem like nice people. I'm mildly interested in the paranormal. If she does straight up paranormal streams where she's out running around doing stuff, paranormal wise, I probably won't watch a whole lot of it because I'm not that interested into it. Jeff says one fight with Joe is enough for me, self-imposed restraining order. Yeah. But again, you're wanting drama, so why do you whine when the drama comes? That's the thing. That's the part that I don't wrap my head around is, and we'll get to it again, but if they don't like PDX, why do they keep bringing her up on the panel? If she goes over there, that's on her. But if you come over to their stuff and watch, and then you don't like it, it's on you if you continue to watch it. I mean, it's just common sense.
It's not YouTube. YouTube is part of it, but you said it because you wanted to. So you think you can come up there and talk shit, throw barbs out and talk shit about people and complain about everything, but if we do it, we can't. I don't know about anybody in here, but I think pretty much everybody in here has their own mind and their own brain to think what they want, to think that everybody in this group are a bunch of mindless fucking people. When they're not. We all have our own thoughts and opinions and what.
See, now you kind of you're painting with a broad stroke on that. There are in fact a pretty good sized population of mindless people that run around here. Okay. As Mr. Vlogger put it years ago, there's a lot of shut-ins, a lot of people with disabilities that this is their only outlet, and they don't necessarily have good critical thinking and they don't necessarily think logically. But let's continue.
Whatever it is, and if we fucking do drugs or smoke weed or do gardening or fucking play sports or fucking watch gymnastics or go outside or do gardening.
Okay, now you're pulling a Jake. If we drink, if we smoke weed, if we garden, if we grow trees, if we cut grass, we got it after like the first 2, 3 examples. You don't have to continue on and on and on and on and on and on.
We all have different things that we like and interests, so we kind of all follow each other into the same group for the same likes. And we go into.
Okay. You brought up an interesting point there, Mr. Food. We follow each other for the same likes and everything else. Well, okay, you guys are all doing drama. Because I don't hear you guys over, I mean, listen, and I've said this openly. I mean, I've been over just a couple of times. Okay, but the times that I have seen, and even on the clip channels, the stuff that I'm hearing coming through the clip channels, the stuff that I'm hearing coming out of your guys' camp, because you're like us and them, the stuff that I'm hearing out of your guys' camp is drama. I'm not hearing you guys talking about crafting. I'm not hearing you guys talk about, skydiving. You guys aren't a skydiving group. You're not a prepping group. You're not a candle making group. You guys are a drama group. So then that just leads me back to the same thing. It's just a big pissing contest because you got another channel coming up that you perceive as a drama group, or we'll take some people from you or whatever. So it becomes a pissing contest. Because I mean, what is your community? You guys openly say it's trolling, drama, trolling. So that's you guys' common bond. You guys like to fight. You like the fights. These guys are sitting there saying, I don't want to fight. I'd rather have a cool stream. So explain to me what the problem is. Let's continue.
And we it's because the people we go to, we all get along. So if you don't get along, you don't have people integrated in those groups, whatever. But why do you got to cry about it?
Okay. If you don't get along, then why do you have those people integrated into the groups? Fair point, Mr. Spoog. But you talk about integrating them into a group. If you guys are having a panel and you guys don't like PDX and you're letting her up on the panel, what's the purpose of that? Because they don't get along with the group. You're talking about integrating people into the group. You seem like an intelligent dude from what I can gather. So maybe you can follow this train of thought and give a rebuttal. And then when somebody hears it, if they feel I need to hear it, they'll let me know. But if you let PDX on the panel, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying them in general, you, your group, your side, whatever, if you let PDX up on the panel, aren't you in fact integrating them into the group? You are. But let's continue.
So if you don't get along, destroy their little thing.
All right. I got to stop it again. You sit there and say, well, why do you got to cry about it? If you weren't watching them, why would you know that they were crying? That's the thing. Somebody's got to stop watching. Let's continue.
But once again, if you're going to criticize, you're going to talk about the way people are talking, you're going to criticize it, the same is going to go back.
All right. You're saying if you're going to criticize and talk about people, then the same's going to go back. And it sounds like I'm being mean to Spook, but I'm not. But I'm just looking at this from a rational point of view, Mr. Spook. Isn't that what they're telling you? Unless I'm reading the room wrong, I think what JMac is telling people is, hey, listen, I've listened to you guys attack my wife for a year now, and I haven't said a whole lot. Now I'm firing back. Isn't that what he's telling you? Are you late to the party? And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying.
Talk about the way people are talking, and you're going to criticize it, the same is going to go back. Other boring channels, people thinking they're more important than what they are on the fucking internet, and they're not. Someone saying, I'm all their content, I'm all their content. He used to say that. No, I did. Yeah, with me. I used to say I was everybody's content. Now PDX is doing it. I'm everybody's content.
No, actually, Elbow used to say that, but there was people saying that before Elbow. Just saying.
It looks retarded when you're getting fucking, you're going up on a place where everybody's at, and then you stay there. No one likes you. Everyone's talking shit about you, but
Why did they bring her up? If they don't like her, why did they bring her up? They brought her up to attack her. That's why they brought her up. They brought her up to attack her for the shit show so the viewers could have something to watch because they were seeking drama. That's why they brought her up. Like you said, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. In my opinion, as an adult, food, that's childish. It's very childish.
you know, you don't want to be there. Your husband's there. You guys are there. You don't want.
Well, you do have a point there, Spook. You know, they are there. So they're walking into it. But you guys got a side too?
Want to be there. Tell everybody you don't want to be there, but you're there. So you're doing covert ops and trying to fucking be all sneaky.
All right. I gotta stop you right there, dude. How is it covert ops if they're out in the open being there? What's covert about that? Maybe you'll tell me in a minute. But maybe I didn't listen long enough. All right, let's go.
Take down shit. And fucking brandish the gun on a fucking live stream. Why is the person holding the live stream responsible for that bullshit?
All right, he's talking about the pew pew situation. Honestly, I hate to break the news to you, bro, but there's plenty of channels on YouTube that are dedicated to the pew pews that show them on the regular. Yeah, trim the nails up. So really, he didn't really do anything. Okay, because I seen it. I actually laughed. I thought it was funny. He's got bear claws. That's what his feet look like. But anyway, let's continue with this because I don't want to get off track.
Why is the person holding the live stream responsible for that bullshit when it should be the person that fucking flashed it in their channel?
Why is the channel holder responsible? Because you're responsible for your content. If that's what you want to call it, the lady drama stuff content, you're responsible for your content. That's what you agreed to when you started your channel. And, honestly, if I was beefing with J Mac or anybody else, I mean, I probably wouldn't have them on my panel. But if I did have them on my panel, the entire time that they were on my panel, I would have had a porn blocker up. So they would not have been able to see them. And y'all been around long enough to know that. So him not doing that with J Mac on the panel, knowing that there was friction between them or whatever, that was Billings' bad. It wasn't J Mac. Let's continue.
Get that. I could get,
I explained it to you. Yeah, they made it too easy.
PX is only doing that because she's doing exactly what Rachel used to do when she was with that fucking, what's his name? I forgot the guy's name she was with, anyone got that guy's name? When they were all going after Isaac all the time? What was her fake boyfriend or whatever the hell he was? Faux pas or Faux Popper? Yeah. Yeah. She acted all big and tough because this guy would go behind the scenes and do her shit. And that's what PDX is doing.
I don't hear PDX.
Husband is going behind the scenes and doing all this shit, so she's spouting her mouth. So I don't know.
Wait a second, though. Wait a second. He's saying PDX is going behind the scenes and doing stuff, but um, again, PDX isn't reaching out to me for any help on anything or asking me anything as far as any of this stuff goes. All this stuff that I'm saying is because this is the way I feel. She's not asking me anything behind the scenes or anything else. And um, if she was, let me throw it to you like this, Spook. If she was sitting talking to her friends behind the scenes about stuff, about the community or whatever the case may be, if she was doing that, aren't you guys in a Discord doing that too? Or in a group chat doing that or a group text or whatever? Aren't you guys doing it too? I'm pretty sure you guys are running a group thing. Oh, I loved it, J-Mac. I loved it. I'm telling you. You see, man, I started laughing. To me, it wasn't any big deal. What I would have, if it would have been me, what I would have done is as soon as you flashed it, I would have immediately killed the stream and then deleted it. That's what I would immediately have done. Well, when friends gave me flack about that noise, I got chewed for it. Yeah, I could see that too, but to me, it wasn't no big deal. But let's continue with this.
Doing all this shit, so she's spouting her mouth. So I don't know how to do.
Spout in her mouth. So what? You're whining freedom of speech when you really don't have it, but she's spouting her mouth up. Okay, you are too.
Any of this shit electronically or computer wise. I'm not a computer person. I don't have time like they do to sit on YouTube all day and go through rules and platforms and monetization and all these rules associated with talking, you know, without threatening someone fucking physically. I mean, anything that should be his fucking First Amendment. But when you're talking about offing someone or doing some of that shit, that's wrong. And that should be dealt with. But you're talking shit. It's no different if you're talking shit along.
Wait a second. He's saying that if somebody's talking about offing somebody, then that should be dealt with. Okay. Let's explore that. They're talking about that. Well, it's just talk, right? That's what everybody always says. It's just words on the internet, right? It's just talk. And then you're saying, but if that's the case, then it should be dealt with. Well, how does a rational human being deal with something like that? Hmm. They call the cops. Um, and if they call the cops, if and see, this is where it gets sticky. Okay. If they call the cops and they tell the cops, hey man, this is what happened, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And let's say they even produce a copy of the video and everything else. If the cops look at it and they don't see any criminal infractions, even though you feel in your mind that that round was going to come out of that barrel and shoot into his webcam and then go through the computer and through the router and then pop across the country to where you are and pop into that server and come through and get into that board and come flying out of your webcam at you. Even though you think that, if the cops think that it can't happen, then you're dead in the water. So it's kind of hypocritical what you're saying, but let's continue.
Dealt with. But you're talking shit. It's no different if you're talking shit along someone along the street. The difference is they do it and they know nothing's going to happen to them physically because you do.
All right, I know where you're going with this. So you're going to the internet versus on the street. Okay. Here's the thing though. 99% of these people, or I won't even say that. I'll just say 99% of what a group of people will say, they wouldn't conduct themselves like that on the streets. No, they wouldn't. I know that to be fact. I've been around, just myself personally, I've been around long enough to know there's people that'll say stuff to me on a phone, text, or whatever they would never say to me on the streets. So that's kind of a fallacy, my friend, because I'm pretty certain you would not conduct yourself the way you conduct yourself right now on the streets to the average stranger. I personally, how I am on the internet is the way I am in real life. I mean, I don't I have a Cessna 152. There you go. See, I'm getting diverted now. Let me get back to this.
The difference is they do it and they know nothing's going to happen to them physically because you do that in the street or you do something that to someone of people in the street from where I fucking come from, you get dealt with.
Since he's got a little lull in the action. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Where I come from, they get dealt with. Well, you know what? I'm from Detroit. Where I come from, they get dealt with too. The difference of it is, we don't get all worked up about people talking smack on the internet because, you know, we live the life that we proclaim we've lived on the internet. So we know how the streets work.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got a hard on for Sarah. I mean, at this point, it's like a kid running around the playground pulling another girl's hair because he likes her. That's my opinion. Yeah, Tara. I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Does the channel get burnt? I mean, prepare it. Yeah, that's right. It's Mother's Day. They're crybabies. I mean, they're crybabies. You go where you don't, you go where you say you don't want to be, and then you go there. You're
And then you guys bring them up. So you just shot yourself in the foot with that.
retarded. You look retarded. Does anybody go over to your channels and have anything to do with you? Go on your panel or anything? No. You want to go on other people's panels. You want to go on the people's panel
Actually, Kimmy was just up there the other day. And from what I understand, you all were in the Discord ramping her up to come on over and get up there. I'm not saying you per se. I don't know who the other parties were, but that was the word on the streets is you guys were in the Discord together or something, watching, and you got Kimmy all fired up. It's like, yeah, go up there, go up there. So you sent one of your own.
That you don't like. So either you're trying to fuck with them, which is what you're trying to do.
Oh, and then how many troll accounts keep popping into PDX and side chat that are related to the asylum? Riddle me that.
Just you're a glutton for punishment.
She wants the drama like you guys wanted. So what's the problem? She's coming over there. She's going to give you content. I think your friend's got you gaslit, my friend.
Chango Strohs, Spartan. Yeah, whoop that ass. Actually, that kid that beat him on Tuesday, he played ball with my nephew. Yeah, they went to school together. He was a good kid. Tough outing though. He played with Colorado at first, couldn't really deal with that ballpark. Stros aren't going nowhere. Korea gone, done. But yeah, I mean, it's just what I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in a school, there was always one, like, it doesn't even matter, like all the way up until high school, there was always that one person who was just the epitome of a tattletale, and it starts at a young age. I'm telling, oh, you're doing this, oh, you're cheating, you're not letting him play kickball, oh, you're cutting the line, oh, I'm telling. There's always that person. Whether the stuff that's happening is
Are you an adult? Seriously, man, because you're hanging out with a bunch of people that are like thirsting for drama and they have channels daily, weekly, whatever for that purpose. Are you an adult, dude? Seriously. Are you gonna have a hard on for one of your neighbors if he calls the police on somebody trying to steal one of his neighbor's cars? Are you gonna have a hard on for that guy for that? Because he's telling. Seriously, if this by chance graces your ears and you hear this part of this, spook, if the guy that lives next door to your neighbor across the street, if somebody's stealing his car and your neighbor across the street sees it happening and calls the police, are you going to be mad at your neighbor across the street? I don't get it with you, man. Seriously.
it's like harmful. Like there's always that one person every year, and it doesn't. It's not. It's a thing that never goes away with people. There's always going to be a tap.
You got plenty of tattletales on here. There's not just one person. You got people that proclaim to be somebody's friend. But then what will happen is if they hear something that they know would be harmful to their friend, where their friend would get upset, they make it a point to, well, not their friend, but their fake friend. They'll make it a point to run to that friend as quick as they can to tell them what they heard, knowing that their friend is going to be upset and distressed. So is that really a friend? It's debatable, but let's continue.
Tattletale. And these guys just love being that way. They love it. They
They
love being tattletales.
they love the lady drama.
Anyway,
That's what there's a couple of channels make money on.
On this platform, where over the years you've had so many different channels, okay, had the asylum, had circus and a side chat, you had home base, there was Lisa and fucking Pagel. And there was
Let's stop it right here. Why did people watch Lisa and Pagel? Drama. What was home base? Drama. Home base operated on get Jill and Bergs up when they're drunk and they'll fight and we can have a good time. Get Rich Life up and we'll troll him and we'll get him going and we'll laugh and we'll have a good time. You know, that was how home base operated. And then, like I said, and then Circus of the Side Chat, what were they doing? They were doing a weekly uh stream covering all the drama. So if you missed the drama, they were live or whatever, they were going to make sure that you heard about it later on in the week or whatever. So that's what those channels were or are.
There was Pagel. I mean, there's been a lot of
Bagel
those
and
things
Lisa,
that
more
all
drama.
everybody, and you know who the tattletales are. And just stay away from them. You guys,
You know who the tattletales are. Okay. You know that you're not on good footing with JMax, so why bring them on a panel? You know, you're not on good terms with PDX, so why bring her on a panel? Why let his camera be visible if you're not on good terms with the person? It just doesn't make sense, Spoog, because what you keep saying is someone else is responsible for their mistakes.
fucking touch grass over there where you're at. We're good where we're at. You know? Just imagine if you don't open your mouth and you don't have to complain about anything that's not affecting you, wouldn't you be so much happier to just deal with life on your own instead of worried about if the word fuck comes out of someone's mouth, or hoe, or cunt, or bitch, or cuck? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares,
Who
Spooks? Why you guys
cares?
getting all wound up if they say anything about
You know how
you?
many times I've heard shit about my wife? You know how many times I've heard shit about my son? Do I deal with these people on an everyday basis? No, I don't deal with them. Happier, better. If they want to do it somewhere else that I don't know about, so be it. But no, you can't have that. And then you have the gall to say, this, they came to my platform. No, you don't own the shit, bitch. Everyone has their own fucking opinions. Sorry. Yeah, old people need to pop pills. Old people need pills. Trust me. My mom's fucking over her head in fucking pills. Besides a fucking putting her away in a detox facility, that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Narcissistic fucking traits, dealing with that shit on an everyday basis, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde bullshit that I go through. I know exactly what pill poppers are, Tara. And they are. Mood swings, all that kind of shit. So what if someone drinks? So what if someone fucking smokes weed? Shit, I don't care if you do coke. It doesn't fucking affect me.
Pay attention, here it comes.
It does. It's not my life.
Get ready, clip channels.
I mean, I don't know if what I'm telling you guys is right, but I mean that's what I think. That's my opinion, and I pretty much think that a majority of the people think I agree with what I'm saying.
I don't. Just saying.
And Spartan, that's the whole thing. That's it. If you want shit. When I was in my teens, I did heroin for a little bit. Okay,
What?
we all have these stories. Shit. Uh, when I was in my teens, I did heroin for a little bit. Okay,
What?
and Spartan, that's the whole thing. That's it. If you want shit. Uh, when I was in my teens, I did heroin for a little bit. Okay, we all have these stories growing up. You know, coke or meth, or whatever. People done it, whatever. Shit, whatever. Who cares? That's you guys. I mean, if you guys are gonna judge me off my drug use, or that I did that when I was in my teens, so be it. It's not gonna affect me now. Yeah, but in those days, Tara, that's when I was growing up. That's when I was going to Sunset on the weekends and watching bands and stuff. I was in the protection of my cousin, and then we had mutual friends, and those friends were into something that he wasn't, and I kind of, try. And I did, and I had to stop. I didn't get into a downward spiral. It cost me, everything, it wasn't a good time, but I stopped. But it, even if I did, I'm not a bad person. That's just my life.
All right, so don't say PDX is bad if she tried coke when she was younger. I'll pause it for a second. I don't know much how longer, how much more I'll go through on this. This is only like 18 minutes in, 17 minutes in, but hey, the rest of this I haven't heard.
Sit there and get commercial for marijuana every hour. Fucking go ahead. Who cares?
You were just complaining
You don't
about
need
it.
the trees. Get a grip. Damn. STV, what's up, Sean? And I think the reason why I'm really kind of upset about it is the threats. And here's what she does. From what I was told, she was threatening Carney's channel, but then she'll say, "I didn't say any of that. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not right." Stony isn't anything. Stony is just a nobody. Just as much as I am, she's a nobody. If anything, she looks worse than I do for going back with people that took her fucking channel. I don't care if she got it back. She was whining all over these side of the tracks for weeks. Going on Steve's channel for weeks, whining, bitching.
Why did Steve let her up then? You said she was going up for weeks, whining and bitching. So for weeks, Steve kept bringing her up, knowing that she was going to whine and bitch, bringing her up to a group of people that didn't like her. Why did he do that? But again, I go back to the same thing, bro. If you get a strike, if you lose your channel, it is because you violated terms of service. I don't know why you can't understand this. Maybe it's because by your own admission, you're not like a content creator or whatever. I don't know. I've never been to your channel. I don't think, but again, when you start up a channel, you agree. Basically you contractually agree to their terms of service. And what that means is simply this: if you had Lolly Cunningham money and they terminated your channel and you hired an attorney and you took YouTube to court over it and you said, because you keep saying my constitutional rights, if you took them to court, you would lose big time. You wouldn't even get past the preliminary exam probably, because they would say they signed a contract agreeing to this condition. This condition they violated, thus they terminated the channel. Doesn't matter who did what on the panel, who said what, the channel holder is responsible. That's the contract you agreed to. I don't know why people don't understand that.
Talking, being serious. That's what she did. And she looks like a jackass for going back to him. Doesn't matter that they did that shit to her. What is it? Am I being right when I say this?
Oh, it looks like a jackass or she looks like a jackass when she keeps going back to him, and they look like a jackass for letting her up.
That they said or did stuff that caused her father, happened stuff that happened to her father, and she blamed him, but she's back with him.
Oh, he's talking about someone else.
know Carney will be fine, and Carney's my.
That's another one. That's another one, Mark. He mentioned Mark, so I'll touch on that briefly. I'm saying, seeing repeatedly where they sit there and say, "Oh, I'm done with Mark. I'm done with Mark. Mark doesn't understand. He's never going to learn. I'm done with Mark. I'm done with Mark." And then they keep bringing him up on their panel. I don't know about now, but they keep bringing him up on his panel, trying to sweet talk him, talk sense to him, whatever the case may be. And it's always the same thing. And they know this, but they keep doing it anyway. So are you doing it for the drama, or you're just not understanding and you keep repeating your same mistake? I don't know which one it is, but either one, I mean, you pick.
Be fine. And I thought she was blaming them.
Oh, okay, some miscommunication. You might have to backtrack, right? Walk some shit back, maybe.
Yeah, she's just to me, it's foolish. She looks foolish for going back to those people that did that. Admittedly, ask Tara. Tara will tell you. Once Lisa did that to me, I was never the same way with her again. Once Mark did that shit to me, I was never. And I went overboard on him. Obviously, I never the same way with him again. Ask about a guy named Kool-Aid Jimmy. Same thing. I never went back the same again. Tell him, Tara. Tell him how that was it for them.
Let me pause this real quick. Now, before we continue, let me throw this disclaimer, if that's what you want to call it, out there. Now, I'm doing my reaction, and it wasn't his. I wasn't like going to his channel or nothing like that. It's something I seen on Luna's. Okay, so now if he takes the adult path, this is, and you guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but if he takes the adult path, what he's going to do is he's going to say, Boris is just an asshole. I don't care what he says, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I don't go to his channel and everything else. And he'll just ignore me. Okay. If he takes the adult thing, the adult route. If he goes the other way, if he goes the childish route, he's going to have some big long rebuttal or whatever, probably as long as what I'm doing right now, but I can't sleep. It's the middle of the night. Well, early morning. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that.
She was talking shit about Larry. Blah 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 blah. You can't get it back. Not that. I mean, it's not that hard to get. I mean, to just say, hey, I don't want to. I don't want to be with you no more. I don't want to. I don't want to.
I do got to throw something else in there too, and from what I understand, because I didn't hear it personally, but my understanding of it is this Larry H was saying a lot of very, very derogatory, vulgar things about PDX and stuff like that. And I gotta say, and I understand he's married and he's been married for a long time and stuff like that. I'm not criticizing him for it, but the thing of it is this, I don't know that I would be operating like that for a couple of reasons. One, out of respect for my wife, because if I was married and my wife's sitting there and I'm just saying stuff like that to another woman on the internet, I mean, it's not like PDX has done anything terrible to him or anything like that. I don't know that I would be saying that because I think in my mind, people would be like, he probably talks to his wife like that too. So, I mean, just my opinion. Like I said, I don't know Larry, but if that's true, I don't know that I would be talking to another woman like that in front of my wife in that kind of setting. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be doing that in public if a woman accidentally spilled a drink on me at a dinner table or something like that, some random couple sitting next to us. But I don't know, man. I mean, to each its own on that, but to me, that sends a clear message. I don't, I don't roll that way.
Want to redo it. And if you go that far with the internet, then that's pretty weak. Hey, Courtney, you know, I, I don't go over there. I don't talk to them. I don't write in their chats. I don't deal with them. But do I have opinions? Sure, I do. I can have opinions. They can have opinions. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you look weak for going back to people that took your shit. Do you think Steve's gonna be cool with them if he were to do something again? I would hope not, and I don't think he will. But if he did, then that's my own personal judgment to deal with Steve and not to cry out to anybody.
Okay. So let's explore that theory. So let's say Steve decides to do another asylum or whatever. Okay, and he fires it up again. What happens now if the X goes over there, hits the link, and then Steve clicks the link and she gets on there, and let's say she brandishes or whatever. What then? Is it still J-Mac's fault? Is it still PDX's fault that Steve clicked the button to let him up? Because he will. You'll say no, 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 and he'll say no, no, no. But when he starts needing those numbers and he's not getting what he needs, he'll click that allow button. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
And just to make it and just to put it out there, if Steve were to talk to them again after what they did to him, I probably wouldn't come back to a channel that he created.
We'll see about that. We've heard plenty of people say, I swear on this, I swear on that, and next thing you know, they're there.
I believe just, and that's my opinion. And that's the way I live myself. I'm not gonna go after anybody. The way it is.
They're kind of going after PDX right now, dude. Just saying.
Yeah, it's in our own homes with our own relationship is nobody else's business.
I'm glad you said that. So why is everybody worried about PDX and JMAX relationship? What they're doing, what they're not doing in their bedroom. Why is everybody worried about that? I don't know what goes on in their bedroom. I don't care what goes on in their bedroom. Why are you guys worried about it?
And you make assumptions about whatever, about what goes on. And the only difference is, like you said, you hear it, you hear him do it. She said it. There's been stories about it that it's been on air and stuff. So if it's on air, it's public domain. Anyone can hear it. The GT stuff. I have not listened to the GT stuff, but what I will tell you is that GT, I never fully understand what happened back in the day where he quit and what the whole deal, why everyone was mad at him, because he was just a guy that would stream pretty much every day. And I didn't have a problem because I was going up there, but he must have did something and then he stopped streaming. But what I didn't like is him talking about Sarah being a bully. But
Oh, when you are a female, and I'm sorry if the way I say this. This is the only way I guess I can describe it or whatever. But when you're a female and you project yourself as some kind, and it sounds offensive. I don't mean it to be, but you'll get what I'm saying. But when you're a female and you get on the internet and you project yourself as some hood girl some ratchet, tough girl type thing. And I mean, uh, I'll get a lot of flack for this, but look, there's no easy way to say this. And I know I know I'm gonna hear something from somebody. I'm just laughing because I know what it gets. I know what I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, and there's no way that they're gonna take it as me not being mean. But Tara, honestly, honey, you're just a watered down version of Lisa. Honestly, you're just not sloppy drunk all the time, and you're not quite as aggressive. But when you hold yourself as some chick from the hood and stuff like that, and people call you a bully, I mean, you kind of bring that on yourself. I mean, you don't hear people saying that I'm like Urkel or something. I got my nose in books all the time because I don't come across as some bookworm. But when maybe I do, but when you project yourself as some kind of hood chick and people say you're a bully, you're kind of asking for it and you're kind of operating like a bully, whether you are or not. Just saying.
When you're throwing shit out and then saying shit, that's me.
But see, I don't necessarily hear it like that.
No, I was trying to listen to that last night. I was busy last night. I was trying to listen to that stream. And by the time I really had a chance to listen, I was getting sleepy and falling asleep. Maybe I'll listen to it today, but I didn't get to hear it and fully. But I guess he was talking shit on her and she, I guess he was talking about her saying stuff about his stutter or whatever, but he was calling her names and so it was do as I say, not as I do.
I hear that thrown around a lot.
Did who jammed you up, Luna? God damn. Who is jamming you up? Right, Bacon. You're right, Bacon. What's up, pal? Luna, who jammed you up? Yeah, I had my wife made a breakfast burrito this morning. It had bacon in it. Not you bacon, but real bacon. Real bacon, yeah, not sausage, yeah. Oh my God. My God. What Sarah Gallo said she did with a dog? Number one, why would someone admit that? And number two, why would, oh God, I don't know. I hear stuff about here. I hear she's a whole rag. I love burnt bacon. Like, I'm talking like not medium, not light, not over medium. I'm talking fucking burnt, like black. Don't tell me fucking black as burnt fucking bacon isn't good. If I have a BLT, that bacon's gonna look black. Got it or not? Boris. I'm not really familiar with Boris. I've seen some of his streams. I've heard him talk. I know he was around, then he wasn't, and now he's around. And uh, I don't really know him, or I've never spoken to him, or in a chat or nothing. At least not that I can remember. Um, I might have been in his chat, or he might have been in somewhere where I was commenting in a chat or something, maybe. But um, to me, it seemed, the way I've seen him talk, he seems like he thinks he knows everything about everything, and he doesn't, because he's been around for so long. I don't care if you've been around this shit 20 years. It doesn't matter. If you're here 20 years, I mean, that means you are here 20 years. The only thing that matters in all these years is if you have seniority in a job. That's it. This doesn't matter how long you've been here.
Oh, let's unbox this. I think I know everything, but I don't. Dude, I've probably forgotten more than you'll ever know in life. I'm probably significantly older than you. Yeah, I've been around a long time. And because I've been around a long time, I remember a lot of things that went down and I remember the way things went and everything like that. Seniority doesn't necessarily mean anything. The problem becomes is when people try to rewrite history because I've been around long enough, I can point it out. And sometimes it's very unfavorable. But let's continue. I think I know everything. No, I just, I usually am smart enough when I speak not to speak on things I don't know about. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion. Let's continue.
Persons.
You don't know me at all as a person.
Talking with Jake or whatever. They all have their issues with people here, and they want to think that they're the moral gurus and this and that. But you know, the truth is that they're doing the same shit. So do the same.
Moral shit, and they're doing the same shit. Hmm. You don't see me trying to exploit retards for money. I'm not running a channel with a bunch of lady drama. I just happen to run across PDX and JMac, and I think they're both cool. I don't see them causing any harm to anybody. And if I did, I would call it out. It doesn't matter that I like them or whatever the case may be. If I see them doing some stupid shit, I would be pointing it out. That's just the way I'm wired.
Same shit on your side. Don't worry about what we're doing and taking channels and long forming. I mean, no one over here has done that. Stitches could do that shit. Pago can do that shit. There's people on over here that that know how to do all that stuff. But why? What for?
Why do you care what other people do?
My God. So Luna, you lost your vids? Did you lose your vids? My favorite one that I've been listening to for quite a couple weeks now, the Pago one.
Yeah. Volumes.
Long forming. I'm gonna write a long form piece of paper to YouTube, a fucking internet company with people that doing stuff on their own videos and putting them up on YouTube for everyone's pleasure to take it down, to complain about it. Karens, they're
Wait a second. You just said it. Doing videos, trashing people, okay? For other people's pleasure. So bullying someone for other people's pleasure. And you're mad because YouTube doesn't let stuff like that fly if it's pointed out. Okay.
Karens. They're literal Karens.
You said Karen. What you're doing right now, dude, is some Karen ass shit. Because none of this really even involves you. Some Karen ass shit you're doing right now, bro.
Okay, good. Don't lose those videos because I listen to them at work. And the one I've been listening to a lot is the one with when PDX went up on Pagels and Larry gave it to her, and all she was concerned about is, you're yelling. Why are you yelling so loud? Why are you yelling? Thinking that that's a smart remark. Give me a break.
Yeah, that would be a pretty lame. Listen, Pagel's an idiot. And I've said that for years. That would be a pretty lame video watching PDX and Pagel argue. And you listen to that over and over, and you get joy out of Larry H degrading another man's wife like that with vulgarity. You get enjoyment out of that. Really, dude? Seriously? Okay. To each their own. I'm not going to Karen out on you, but to each their own.
That's a smart remark. Give me a break. I life honor. And that's another thing. I'm gonna go real life on you. Threatening. Hey Betty, haven't seen you in a while. No, I don't think they would do something like that. It is sad. It's sad that, you have these butthurt little people like that. And, you know, I've never had to come out and say anything about a stream because I didn't care. But when you have to take a look, what is it? What is it that I'm missing from this person's fucking channel and streams that is so great that he has to go against everybody else and the words that they're saying and whatever they're doing, and it's completely almost the same thing. Bitching about people using dirty words, bitching about people talking shit about his wife when she was doing it too, bitching about discords, bitching about what they think people are, so they want to go and do something about it because they don't like dirty words and it's YouTube's fault. No, you're hiding behind YouTube's shadow to claim responsibility, and that's weak. That's weak as fuck. Just know that.
Since he's at a low, I'll pause it for a second and throw some more thoughts in there. Dude, Foog, Mr. Foog, whatever. If somebody took my channel, I wouldn't care, dude. I would, I mean, I would just ask myself, do you want to start another channel or do you want to just let it go? And I would probably, I don't know, I'd probably just start another channel. Um, but the reality of it is I'm not so fucking invested in this shit that I would get all upset and everything like that. It's just the internet, words on the internet, as everybody always says, but the narrative always flips depending on which way it's going. On one side, it's words on the internet, but then the other side, it's not, and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, I'm not that invested, and maybe that's why I don't get all upset. Um, Again, I go back to the contract that you sign when you start a channel called terms of service.
No, I don't think he would do something like that. And I haven't heard anything like that. And really, to be honest, I haven't really been around. I've been kind of busy with family stuff. But God, you talk about, dang, banny baiters. I'm going after banny baiters. And I've been on, just stop worrying about other people. Fucking stop worrying about what people on YouTube are doing.
Are you gonna vote for the police to be disbanded, dude? Seriously. You're crying and you're whining right now, dude. You're not gonna like me saying this, but you're being a crybaby right now again. And every time you do this, I'm gonna rub your nose in it until you get it. When you start a channel, you contractually agree not to do the shit that these people lose their fucking channels for. You agree that you, as the content creator, are responsible. Again, what are you not understanding about that? You agree to that. Go read terms of service, dude.
Get up and
I got to stop you again. What you're saying right now is exactly what the people are doing that you're complaining about. A good portion of your friends, that's exactly what they're doing. They're so invested in YouTube to the point that not only they're on YouTube, they've got multiple channels and they're running a fucking Discord so they can talk YouTube 24/7 with the other 24/7 fucking addicts. But you're bitching about other people doing it. Make it make sense, dog.
then you're on it all day, and then you're trying to you think you're gonna create a kingdom of your fucking bullshit, and you're not.
Create a kingdom, create an asylum.
If you want to create a kingdom of fucking boringness, go ahead, but don't take out everything around you because you just don't like it.
All right, so you just hit the nail right on the head. Oh, if you want to create a kingdom of boringness, go right ahead. So what he's implying is that JMac and PDX are trying to start uh, a kingdom of just people getting together and having fun and stuff like that without having to degrade people and stuff like that. And that's not what you're all about. But why are you having a problem with them then? Because they're trying to do what you said they're doing to you guys that's bad and you guys don't like it no more. And they're trying to do something that doesn't involve that stuff. And you still got a problem, dude. That's some total Karen shit.
Don't.
They're not taking out everything around them. They're taking out what involves them. You should just leave the man's wife alone. If you don't like her, don't bring her on the panels, man. Seriously. The only reason why I'm getting involved is because it's like, come on, man, you guys, enough with this shit.
Fucking throwing them all in the trash. The fuck? Crybabies, man. Crybabies.
Most of the people you group, all they want to do is yell and scream and fight.
Well, he's right there. Ash and Fire. He's right here. He's right here in the chat here.
Damn, I'm only like halfway through this. I'm gonna have to start skimming.
That's him. It's all this. You don't like it. Just waited till the stream ended to talk shit.
And
That's
you
not just
kept them. They stayed and you kept them.
Couple days he was taking shots in the face, and then the Congo would be there in the background, like, oh, we all know what you did for Lisa. If that's their problem with Sarah, why does it have to be a group? Whatever. Sarah made friends here.
I kind of go on and on with this because it's about it, and I'm not gonna like do a fine skim to see if he said anything else. It sounded like he was pretty much off that topic, but the end result, dude, I mean, it's like I say it like a broken record. When you create a channel, you agree to terms of service. Now, in my opinion, it's not content that what these content creators that claim they're content creators really aren't creating content. It's low-hanging fruit. Rosie O'Kelly said it years ago, and she's right. It's low-hanging fruit. I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen where a lot of things came from, where a lot of things spun off with. I've been wrong. Um, I thought it would have been way worse long ago, but it took a while to get to this point. At this point, all it is just a bunch of fucking schoolyard antics. Okay, if that's the way you guys want to play, go ahead. But the thing of it is, people will criticize me for saying this and everything else, but you've never seen me over at the asylum. And there's multiple reasons for it. But the thing of it is I see it for what it is. You guys, you get pissed at me for pointing out the blatantly fucking obvious. Everybody fucking, when I shouldn't say everybody, but everybody cries about, oh, you struck my channel. You agree to a damn contract, dude. This isn't schoolyard shit, Spoog. You're contractually agreeing to something. If you want it to be playground, merry-go-round, or whatever, it's not the YouTube it used to be. And the way it used to be, if you think it's bad now, it would have been way worse if they had some of the features that they used to have. What they used to have was if I was on panel and you came up on panel, if I just decided out of the blue behind the scenes while you're on panel with me to go and block your channel, you would get ejected from the panel and you would not be able to get back on the panel. And if I had you blocked anywhere that I went on a panel, you would not be able to get on that panel. So apply that to those standards. That's the way it used to be to the way it is now. You would have complete mayhem because things have gotten a lot worse, but that feature doesn't exist anymore. I really don't know Spook, but I address him because he's the guy talking. Dude, you agree to a fucking contract with YouTube. This, if you want a merry-go-round, little schoolyard shit or whatever, my understanding of it is Rumble is the place to do it. I don't do the Rumble thing, but I don't go to the asylum because I don't find enjoyment watching people fight and argue. That's what you guys do. That's where you get your kicks. And the proof is in the pudding because if you guys don't like PDX, why do you keep bringing her back up? And it's no different than Tara bringing Mark up over and over, or Tara bringing Jacob to read him his riot act the final time, or anyone else for that matter. And the same holds true with Abe. You've never seen me over in Abe's. I don't go over there either because it's just more retarded stuff. It's just dumb, immature, childish shit. I won't name names, but for whatever reason, there's also a group of people here that like to see the same dumb trick over and over and over and over again. And this would go over real good. Spook's like, narcissistic shit. And, the guy thinks he knows everything and blah, blah, blah. And narcissistic this and narcissistic that with this person and blah, blah, blah. Listen, bro, somebody said something to me at a job one time, a coworker, and it sounded kind of assed out, but it made perfect sense when I thought about it. He said to a certain extent, everyone has to have a certain level of narcissism to get by in this world. And you know what? He's right. He's absolutely fucking correct. He's right. So it goes back to the same thing. You can say so and so's a narcissist or whatever. It's an opinion. You said, oh, he thinks he knows everything. And it'll sound like I'm very narcissistic when I say this. And that's why I brought it up. call me a narcissist if you want, but I don't really walk around thinking I know everything, and I'm usually pretty humble. But I am a smart motherfucker, dude. Don't get it twisted. I just don't walk around, going blah, blah, blah. When I tell you, oh, I've never been to Abe's or I don't go over to the asylum or whatever, you're not gonna have a bunch of clips of me up there or over there. You'll probably find a few of me on the circus, but you don't see me up there playing patty cake with it. But I've never been one to play in groups anyway, per se. Because, groups tend to do that. It's hard to find a decent group that doesn't get real silly like that, kind of childish, clicky. I don't like that. I live in an apartment and I got a neighbor. My other neighbors don't like him. He's got some mental issues. He's got a lot of physical issues. He's a pain in the ass. But you know what? I'm very tolerant of the guy because I realize that I don't make fun of him. I don't sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to get him on my channel because I'll get great content out of him because I probably would. I don't do that shit to the guy, man. Instead of bullying people, why don't you grow up? And I'm not pointing at this at any one person, to anyone it applies to. Why don't you fucking grow up? Because that's basically what it boils down to. I don't know Larry H. Like I said, he seems like a cool dude. It seems like he's angry for some reason. I don't know why, because I haven't watched him that much to know or anything like that. But at the end of the day, dude, you know, does it make you feel better talking to somebody like that? Talking to another man's wife like that? I personally, I don't really see anything that's happened that would dictate that kind of response. I mean, if I see some chick on the street that, clearly looks like a two-bit hoe bag or whatever, I'm not going to sit there as I'm driving down the road and beat my horn and scream out the car at her, vile things. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. And Spook, I mean, you've made the point a couple of times and you got a point. I mean, PDX does go up there or over there, or JMac does go up there or over there, or have, I don't know, like I said, because I don't go over there, but by the same token, although you got a good point, they keep bringing them up on panel. I'm completely honest that Corey, Corey out in on the West Coast, I can't think of his name now. He lost his channel or whatever. I don't like him. If he came into my side chat, I would probably, depending on what he said, I might hide him. Um, might delete his comments. I might play with him and put him in a timeout. Being completely honest, if I was to bring him up on panel, it would only be to berate him. What point would that be if I brought Mark up on the panel? It would only be to berate him. I could try to talk sense to him, but he's demonstrated in the past with other people that talking sense to him doesn't matter. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks you want to hear, or he's going to take the route that's going to get him the closest to what he wants or the direction that he wants to go. And it's going to be a waste of time. So the only reason to bring Mark up on the panel is to berate him. Why would somebody do that? other than some kind of weird twisted pleasure. Okay, you're sadistic, whatever. Cool. That's where you get your kicks. Cool. Or you're doing drama for dollars. Yeah, bad core. Bad core. You know who I'm talking about. And this is something that I learned tonight when I was over on JMAC's panel, or PDX's panel. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it, but I learned something new about her tonight. Nothing bad or anything like that. But the thing of it is PDX is human, JMAC's human, I'm human, Tara's human, Steve's human, everybody's human. But let's be adults. Let's look at this realistically. You claim you want all the fighting to stop, you don't like the fighting and everything else. Well, then take a good long listen to what I say. The drama is a serious endorphin high to many of these folks. J-Mac, I'm telling you the truth, brother. It was years ago, and he's probably still alive, but he'd be a very old man by now. But Flogger puppets, he used to make puppets. Yeah, you probably weren't around then. I'm not sure, but he said it, and I didn't necessarily get along with the guy, but he said it, and he was right. He said there's a lot of shut-ins, people that are on a fixed income that can't afford to go do anything, or they have, disabilities where they can't get out of the house and stuff like that. And this is their world. I mean, it's just common sense. I mean, look at Jerry Springer. Everybody loved to watch Jerry Springer and stuff like that. This is Jerry Springer every day with real life folks for them. I'm not dogging Steve. Well, I've dogged Steve in the past, but the reality of it is this, I got to give him his flowers where they're due. He's seen an opportunity. He made the right moves. He capitalized on it and had a pretty decent thing going. My understanding of it is, I don't know what the numbers are, but my understanding of it is he made some pretty good money out of that. Okay. Whether I agree with, him doing it with the low hanging fruit or whatever, that's neither here nor there. The fact is he successfully did what he did. But as an adult, I look at it and I also understand what he did, how he did it, da 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 da. Not my bag of tricks, but a lot of people like that, and a lot of people pursue that route. J-Mac, I got footage that hasn't been seen since I got live streams that have been taken down midstream and stuff like that I have on recording. And this has been going on for years and years and years. It progressed and got worse over the years. I was wrong back in like 2018. I found some stuff and I didn't say anything to anybody about it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look it up right now on my phone to see if it's still there. But there was a group that actually they were doing all the swatting and everything like that. And I mean, it was live streams where you were seeing people passed out drunk, being drugged across the floor by other people while the cops were outside beating on the doors and stuff like that. And I seen it. I didn't say anything because I said, you know what? I said, if these people find out about this, this is exactly where it's going to go. And nobody ever found out about it. Oops. Okay, what you're looking for, I'll type it in the side chat. I'm not going to play it or nothing like that if you want to look into it. I'll address that in just a second, J-Mac. Search that in YouTube. You might have to dig a little bit, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But J-Mac says, I think he made a place for streamers to settle differences and it got out of control. See, I want to read that one more time. I read it when he posted it. I read it again and it triggered something for me. He says, I think he place for streamers to settle differences and it got out of control. No, no, it's not you. What you're saying is correct. See, that's the thing, and that's where I kind of got to give Steve more flowers because I did see when he first started it, and it was a place to settle his differences or for people to settle their differences. But I got to look at it from two ways. Was he looking at it knowing that it was going to turn into a shit show, or did it just evolve out of his control, or he just didn't realize it was happening, and once it started happening, it was too late to control or whatever? The other variable that I got to throw in there is the fact that it's like, okay, um, he used to be part of Isaac's group or whatever, Guess Mob, I think it was. Yeah, Guess Mob. So he would have to know. So he did it intentionally. But the thing of it is I'm gonna say, okay, I don't know for sure which way it was. I didn't get a good enough read to try and figure it out. I could lean one way or the other and be biased, but being completely objective, I don't think he is set out to cause mayhem. I think he was just trying to get something going where, people would congregate and stuff like that. Because based on the persona that he was using, he was Mr. Nice Guy at the time. Now that changed radically, but I can also contribute that change to the amount of income that he started getting out of this. But at the end of the day, if you're playing with somebody, if you're one of those channels and you're playing with somebody and they keep telling you that they don't want to play, they don't want to play or whatever, and it gets to that point and, channels start getting taken, I realize you're passionate about YouTube and this is your everything and stuff like that, whoever you are. But there's a contract that you enter into with a private corporation called YouTube, and if you get whacked for violating terms of service, it's on you. And the thing of it is if you look at the reason YouTube was created, it was not created for the drama for dollars. That it's not anywhere in the mission statement that we want to provide a service for people that want to have a platform for drama for dollars. And I mean, if you want to break it all down to brass tacks and nails, all the parties, including me, are not without sin because I've trashed people before. And I'm not trashing anyone now, really. I'm just looking at a man's point and counterpointing it, if you want to call it that. Making statements of facts, giving my opinion. I'm not necessarily degrading anyone or insulting anyone or meaning to sound insulting. It's just this is the way it is as I see it. And if you disagree, point out where I'm wrong. But I know when to stop beating on someone too. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. And back in the day, listen, it wasn't, the whole YouTube channel thing, you didn't have to have, you know, a bunch of watch hours and all this stuff to monetize the channel and everything else. And back in the day when this actually all really started, people didn't care about their channels, man. If you lost a channel, you would just make another one. It wasn't until the money started really getting involved and the AdSense and stuff like that that people started getting butthurt. So Mr. Spoog, I'll address that in just a second. So Mr. Spoog, realistically, what I say to you, if you seem like a rational, intelligent man, if you want your friends to keep their channels, what you should be doing is you should be saying, hey man, if you want to feud with people, that's your prerogative. But as a friend, I'm asking you to please make sure you stay within terms of service so we don't lose this place to congregate. If you people pressured the content creator to make sure they don't violate terms of service in any way, you would lose your platform. Because then your content creator would be put into a situation of saying, hey, we're going to be pissed at you if you mess this up. Because that's really what happened. Right, wrong, or indifferent, Steve messed up. PDX was attacked because she was too naive and nice. Okay, here's the reality of it. I don't want to get into specific aspects of certain things because I feel that JMac probably doesn't want that pursued per se by me. But here's my take on it. Okay, TDX is very naive. She's a very outspoken person. Um, she's a nice woman, seems to me. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about her, but she's seems like a nice woman. Her husband seems very nice. Um, could she have a personality trait or whatever that may kind of invoke some kind of excitement out of people sometimes, as far as maybe um I don't know, maybe just getting on her nerves, whatever, with the way she operates. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, some people are pretty animated, some people are pretty upbeat, very high strung, high spirited, whatever you want to call it. And then some people are more laid back. Okay. Um, she happens to be the more upbeat one of the couple. When you look at J-Mac, he's more laid back. Okay. He's somebody that if I was around, it would probably be me and him sitting, smoking, just probably shooting shit or, whatever. We wouldn't be out like throwing footballs and, kicking soccer balls and stuff like that. PDX strikes me as the type that would be out playing soccer with the kids or whatever. She's way more active. Okay. Um, People that uh are more mellow would attend. I would see where sometimes that are more mellow would tend to um get a little I don't even know the word to describe it. Uh they may not have a huge tolerance level for somebody like that. Yeah, it's opposites attract. It's very hard for her to not reply to. Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, the thing of it is there's traits about her personality that can evict a or incite a very positive response to her, and there's personalities that might absorb her per se as somebody that they would have a negative feeling towards or whatever. She just made them feel a different kind of way. When people say some kind of way, I guess. Um, but that doesn't make her a bad person. I don't see anything wrong with her. I mean, I don't see her running around saying, you this, you that. But I mean, you guys are fighting amongst yourselves. It really should stop. It's not an adult thing to do, honestly. But I don't see her as some evil person that you guys are making her out to be. I see this as a situation. For whatever reason, it's some kind of perceived in some circles as competition, or I don't know. But just let it fucking go. And J-Max says, yeah, it's weird. Opposites attract. Yeah, sometimes they do. And it works for them. I'm sure there's a slew of people that are like, yeah, PDX is a nice woman, but she's too high energy for me. And then there's a slew of people that love her to death because they're bubbly just like her. That's what I was looking for. She has a very bubbly personality. Some people don't like that. She doesn't try to hurt others. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's the thing. I just don't get that vibe from her that she's trying to hurt people. And if she's not your guys' cup of tea, okay, that's okay. And I think she'd probably be okay with that. But you know, if you think that she's the one that is continuing the feud or whatever the case may be, why don't you guys put a stop to it on your side and see what happens? And then just leave it alone. If she comes in a side chat and you guys don't like her, immediately block her and keep her blocked so she can't come in there. If she hits a link and you see her in the green room trying to come up, just don't say nothing, just don't let her up. Or blockers or whatever you got to do so she can't come up. Why don't you try that route? And then if she starts doing this troll account shit, if she does, I'm not saying she does or she doesn't, I don't know. But if she starts doing the troll account stuff and you guys bust her out on it, then guess what? I'll be up here eating crow. Saying, yep, you got her. And then you know what? I'll be right there with you guys with the pitchforks, regardless of how anybody feels about me. But there's really no point in continuing. And you sit there and say, oh, Boris is just trying to blah, blah, blah. Think what you want. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's 6:17. I'm gonna drink another cup of coffee and then I got things to do. This will be over and done. I may or may not come back to any of this later on tonight. Probably not, because it's Friday. But let it go. Why don't you try and see what happens? Why is it always somebody complaining about somebody else and they're not doing what they want and you're wanting her to do this and you're wanting her to do that? Why don't you create your own vibe? Block her ass. I don't even know what my block list looks like, but I got people. Yeah, I got Steve blocked because I don't want Steve over in my channel. And what did I do? Somebody said, "Hey, Steve said he's blocked in your side chat." When I found out about it, I was on a live stream, and I said, "Well, I said that's by design, something along these lines." I said, "His participation here isn't required." I didn't go on and on about it. I just left it alone. After that, I haven't been over to his channel. I don't know if he said anything about it or whatever. I haven't been really to anybody's channel. I don't know what anybody said about it. I'm not concerned. What's the point in war and fighting? You guys, yeah, and I've heard you guys over there a couple of times when I've been over there where you guys haven't been like totally into the stuff. You guys been talking about regular stuff, but 90% of the time it's, all the hash and trash and drama and stuff like that. And I mentioned the Flacco stuff before and the Barbie girl stuff before. Listen, do you think for one fucking second that girl has changed her tune? She hasn't. She's done this shit for years. All she's done is evolve her game a little bit, and she's got the smoke and mirrors going. I didn't say it before, but PDX and Tony flat out, Barbie girl's nothing but trouble. You're a nice woman, you're very naive, but you got to watch out because and it's not, just you or whatever. I've seen it with other girls where, they play nice like they love each other to death when they really don't. And they'll stab each other in the back when they get the good opportunity and it's going to hurt the worst. That's when they're going to whip the knife out and get you. So me too. I block what I don't want to read, why others don't. I'll never know. Well, there's a lot of stuff that I don't block that others probably would. Um, because it, what they say, it doesn't really faze me. Normally I'll block if you try to dox or something like that. But I mean, if you're in my side chat or whatever, and it's like, Boris, you're an asshole or whatever. Okay, cool, whatever, whatever. If you come in with a troll account trying to troll me, I'll probably take you out. It just depends on my mood and how I feel. But the thing of it is that, I mean, yeah, PDX has went over there, but at the end of the day, they keep letting her up. And that's where, it's like you got to look at it all. Just can't look at the one part. How did you respond? And I'll hit on the Jake thing too, because somebody said something earlier when I was on PDX's panel. Listen, I think at this point, and I mentioned it the other day, Jake feels the way I do. We don't necessarily agree with each other, whatever, whatever. Um, we could let it rip and just fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. And other people will get an entertainment out of it, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be a Mexican standoff between me and him. And I don't feel the need to sit and berate Jake. If he said something to me or whatever, yeah, we'd probably have at it, whatever. But at the end of the day, what's the point? It's the same thing with Mark. I don't, I like pounding on Mark every now and then, but I don't know what he's doing. I don't watch his stuff. As a matter of fact, I know that Luna's got some stuff up on her channel right now that of Mark, but I haven't watched it yet or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'll look and I'll see, because I know there's several things, but I'll look and I'll see what's on her channel, and I'll pretty much be able to tell you what I'll watch and what I won't watch. Mark's unlisted stream, me and Lips are the best. Plus, look at those arms. That was a day ago. I haven't watched it yet. I might. Corey 26 has a rant goes off on Dave 25, Nelly Green, and other things. Um, that's a maybe. I don't know. It, I might not watch that. And I'll click on it, and if there's anything interesting, I might listen to it a little bit. I would, if I listen to anything, it'd probably be Mark's more so, but I don't know even about that Cactus versus PDS. I listened to a little bit of that. Then she's got one deleted. Dave 25 joins Camilla's and getting Hazel fired. Nelly Green. That's 49 minutes. I don't know, maybe. Boog Stream, that's the one that this one's about Hazel versus Dave 25. I haven't watched that one. I've seen the police one with Dave. Redux returns. Mark Terry and Dave 25 versus Larry June. Mark and Dave called probably Bristol. I haven't watched that. I haven't. I think I've seen a little bit of the Sarah Gal. But my point of it is it's like I don't go and watch a lot of this stuff. And when you're watching the stuff, you're getting over invested. Some of the people, they get way over invested, and are way over invested in YouTube as a whole. It means way too much to them. It's just a fucking social media platform. That's all it is. So, but with that being said, I'm calling it quits because it's 6:25. The sun's coming up. Well, it's up now, and I got stuff to do. So thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks everybody that watches this on the replay. If I offended you, sorry, not sorry. I really don't care. I'm just expressing my opinion. Come at me in an adult fashion. If you really feel the need to come at me in an adult fashion. And I don't know, maybe you'll learn something. Maybe I'll learn something. But this little childish shit, man. I know I'm an older guy, but man, you got people up in their 40s, pushing 50, whatever, and they're still doing this shit. I don't want to mention the girl's name because she's kind of, I think she might be going through a rough time unless she's grifting again. But thing of it is it's like, listen, man, get it together. But yeah, have a good one. I'm gonna spin this up and then I'm gonna get out of here. Seriously, man, y'all need to stop. And I mean, if you want to keep my name in your mouth, go ahead, because it keeps other people's names out of your mouth, and I don't care, honestly. Y'all look at me like I'm the devil anyway. So what difference does it make? But before I leave, I'll still point out the thing that cracks me up the most is, y'all sit there and you get Kimmy K all fired up in the Discord or whatever, from what I'm told. Send her up there. Listen, man, you knew what was going to happen sending her up there. It was that kind of easy on her because they got her out of there. But if she would have stuck around, I'd have put the wood to her. And y'all know that. Y'all that have been around for a while, y'all know how I roll. But all righty, folks. Let me get to this here. Get out of here. Coffee's calling.